Hello, today I would like to show you WebGoat and why it's actually a good tool if you want to learn web hacking, SQL injection and exploits, stuff like that. So first thing you want to do is launch Linux or Kali Linux. It's really up to you what you use. It's just Linux and Kali Linux is easier to use for these things. And I think it only works with Kali Linux as well. So what you want the first thing you want to do is go on whatever your browser is. In this case, for me, it's Mozilla. Let's just close this, open up again. And I'll show you step by step how to launch this and what you need to know and the possible risk of using WebGoat. As you can see, I'm just getting some errors because I think there's just the operating system. So, okay, so first thing you want to do, I usually like to go on Google sometimes because it has the best search results. However, as you know, Google tracks everything you do. But we're back to DuckDuckGo. Right, so let's just go on WebGoat. And if you put WebGoat, as you can see, the first thing actually is OWASP WebGoat. And if you go on it, now there's just some basically stuff. You don't really need to know this. What interests you is standalone jars. I just need to download the latest one, which is WebGoat 2023.4, I guess that's from April. No, it's from February. Just 0.4 jar, right? That's going to download. I'm not going to download it because I already have jar on my operating system downloaded. So we can just shut this down. We don't need it anymore. And then what we need to do is launch a terminal. Now, if you don't know how to operate terminals and stuff like that, I'm just going to show you the easier way. So either you can do is ls, for example, ls shows you, right, you're in the main. Right, for me, it says Windows 7 Professional. Don't worry about that. It's just another sort of anonymous system that I'm using for Kali to change my IP address and stuff like that. I'll show you as well how to be anonymous on the internet. Now, so when you do dir or ls, right, doesn't matter what you do, cd desktop now. Sorry, downloads. In Kali Linux, it matters if you put, like, if you, example is just to go back, right? So if I do downloads, it says no such the file directory, which means there's a problem. Now, the problem is it matters if you put capital or no capital, since case sensitive, I don't know how to say it, right? It doesn't matter. So you need to put cd downloads. Now, if you put ls, as you can see, I've got XAMPP and stuff, and we have WebGoat. Now, how do you launch this? So what you do is just Java, jar, WebGoat, and you just put the name of your version. For you, it should be the same, unless you're gonna watch this video a couple months later, then okay. Now, I'm pretty sure, I think I have another one. Yeah, so I just need to close this down, right? And that's how you actually launch back again. If you close this, that's how you launch it back again. So if you just press enter, and now, by the way, when you're doing this, it's hosted on your local computer, which means you don't need an internet. So I suggest you turn internet off. And that's what the project itself says as well, to turn the internet off. As you can see in a second, I'll show you how to access it, and I'll say turn the internet off. As you can see, please browse to http 127.0.0.1.80.80 WebGoat. That's just your local host or loopback address, right? So we just go on the internet again. We can close this down. Not the CMD, don't close the CMD down, because if you close this, it will close the WebGoat system, right? So if you go to http localhost 8080, because that's the port we're using, and WebGoat, right? And as you can see, I already registered right now. I don't think it says here. Right, so I'm just gonna log in. My password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Sorry, 9. So if you want to log in, yeah, sure, it won't work because it's my local database, right? I think it said somewhere that you should turn your internet off. I'm not sure what it said, but it said somewhere to turn the internet off. As you can see, I've not really done much. I've not really played around with this. I just started. As you can see, I've already done SQL injection. This is my favorite. It's SQL injection as well. It's my favorite. So I only just started playing with this, to be honest. So I'm going to show you my favorite, which is SQL injection. For example, SQL injection intro. And as you can see already done that, I'll just show you again, which is the easiest one. So what you do for this one is basically, if you've never done SQL, sorry, SQL is used in databases, right? If you've ever done computer science, you'll be taught how to do SQL injections. Statements, sorry, because SQL injection and statements are two different things. SQL statements is legal because it's used in basically just overall databases and managing databases, manipulating databases. And SQL injection is illegal on the shift permission. It's basically controlling the databases because it's not secure. You're exploiting and you're putting SQL injections. Right, so let's just do the first question, which is actually quite easy. So basically all it takes is select from employees, right, where first name equals Bob. Right, before I click it, as you can see, I've done it again just to make sure I was working, because I've not done SQL for a long time. The last time I've done it was about 3 years ago. So I'm quite a bit rusty, but it should take me about a couple hours to get back into it. It's quite easy. Right, so I'm just going to explain what this means. So basically, you're selecting a database, or selecting rows from everything. Star means everything in SQL. From which table? So employees table, because if you know how databases look like, I will show you in a minute how databases look like, so you better have a little better understanding. Where, so like what sort of the row we have. So user ID, first name, last name, department, salary. That's, I guess, just the authentication. First name, and equals comments Bob. And if you do that, let's just copy this. So I'll show you I'm not lying to you. As you can see, select, you have succeeded. Select equals from where first name Bob, right? This doesn't do anything. This is legal. If you were to do this, it's legal because you're not really doing anything. You're just extracting information from a database, right? I mean, not really. It matters really. If you do it, it matters where you do it, to be honest, right? Right, so just want to show you a quick guide on PHP MyAdmin, or SQL, or database, whatever you want to call this. You won't have access to this. The reason is because you need to install XAMPP, which I will also show you how to do as well. It's basic. I'll just show you. So this is PHP MyAdmin. As you can see, there's databases, SQL, and stuff like that. What you can do SQL, you can do actual SQL here as well. However, remember that if you do anything here, especially if you're doing update or delete, you may break your website or your databases, because you're directly messing with the database, right? So I just wanted to show you how databases look like. A database, like a server database, would look something like this, or just basically maybe on a different user interface. Let's actually just go to user accounts, and as you can see, there is some accounts. Root is obviously the main, like the top guy in the computer system. He's the top guy, and that's why, example, if you go to Kali, if I was to put the su, as you can see, I'm root. I have access now to the whole computer. I am the top guy now in the computer, right? That's the same with here, right? Root is the top guy. So if you go to database, as you can see, user root at localhost, right? So I'm the top guy. And there's some additional information. So this is PHP and PHP extensions. It shows you some other stuff, Apache and stuff like that. If you go to all plugins, you can change stuff. I don't recommend changing anything because you may break stuff. As you can see, you can edit stuff. As you can see, also SQL is running along. Select equals from all plugins. You can go on stuff. You can't really go here. I think it's because it's not possible for me to edit. You can export the database. There's a lot of stuff you can do with PHP MyAdmin, right? It's actually one of the best tools for databases. MySQL. As you can see, there's some other stuff. You can also import, you can insert. There's a lot you can do. So if you would like to learn SQL, I would suggest use phpMyAdmin. I know you don't know how to access it. If you go on localhost phpMyAdmin, it won't work for you unless you have a XAMPP server, which I have started. I'll show you in my terminal. As you can see, my one's working. I will also show you how to install this, how to run this and stuff like that. And yeah, okay. Anyways, basically, if you need any help with SQL injection, what you can do is just go on Google. DuckDuckGo doesn't matter what you use, to be honest. And what I suggest is using W3 Skills SQL. And as you can see, it says SQL tutorial. And it shows you everything you need to know about SQL. There's a lot of information. It's for free. Don't pay for anything. As you can see, it doesn't end anywhere. There's a lot of information for free, and you can practice. And there's also just basically online, I think it's SQLcourse.com. Yeah, so basically this is the website for the WebGoat. I don't know if they cooperate, but this is what they listed for SQL. And this is what I would suggest using if you don't know SQL and you want to learn SQL, right? I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you can like and subscribe, I'll be very thankful. And if you can comment what I could improve in my next videos. Thank you and see you in the next video.